Hi everyone, Corey here from the Knitting All the Blankets podcast. And all I can say is this is a video I've been waiting to make for a long time. There is light at the end of the tunnel. I am almost done. Yes, the majority this video is mainly going to be about Eric's blanket because that's pretty much all I've been working on. And for those of you that are kind of keeping up with my timeline and everything, the original due date for this thing was going to be his birthday, and then which is in a couple of days. But then we had decided, my dad and my brother, their birthdays are several days apart. It's we're just gonna have the party on the 24th, which was yesterday. So okay, that became the new deadline. And then about a month ago, my mom decided, well, my brother told her, look, my friends want to take me out that Saturday for my birthday, blah, blah, blah. So we moved the birthdays again, and my dad doesn't care either. So next Sunday, today is Sunday, March 25th. So next Sunday, April 1st, which is also Easter Sunday, and April Fool's Day. So it's going to be fun. That is when we're all going over to my parents' house for Easter brunch birthday-ness, which means I was gifted an additional week. Well, this week I'm on spring break from work, and I really didn't want to spend this week finishing up this blanket except for like the last little bit, like crocheting the stripes together, because that, if I hunkered down today, I could get it done. My wrists wouldn't be happy, but I could get it done. So my goal was for before spring break started, or at least Monday spring break officially starts, was to have all the stripes done. And they're done. And I'm going to show those to you now, and then we're going to go over color order. Now, in the last episode, you guys saw the first or second blue strip. 3 strips to 1 stripe. So, here it is. It's all folded over. Get my lovely decorative stitch markers. And that's what it looks like crocheted together. This is the royal blue. So the blue one is done. And then I did the white one. I did them initially in the order that Eric had chosen them. And the white one has gotten a little lopsided. There we go. Here's the white. And again, stitch markers not cooperating. And here's what the white looks like. All crocheted together. Friday night, I got Friday night, I sewed last week I spent it sewing the white strips and the red strips together. As of Friday night, I had gotten the first 2 red strips sewn together. Saturday, I finished the red strip. Because sewing them together actually took more time than crocheting them together did, I had opted to do all of the sewing before I did the crocheting, which means yesterday I crocheted this one together and the red one together. And the red one went into not the wee hours of the morning, but here's what the red one looks like. And if you want to see my knitting jewelry progress keeper things, I finished crocheting the red together. I did the white yesterday afternoon and started on the red about 8:30, 9 o'clock last night. And I finished crocheting the strips together at 11:45 p.m. So almost 12 hours ago, if I'm kind of right on my timing right now. Yeah. I finished the red stripe almost 12 hours ago. So, yeah, I took a picture. I laid it on the floor and took the pictures. Last night, I went to bed about 11:50, midnight, however long it took me to shut down the house and go get ready for bed. Philip had already gone to bed, so I was trying to be quiet and not wake him up. I'm actually sitting back on the couch this time. It's been a morning. My mom came over to do our taxes because she's wonderful like that. And then I texted my brother this morning and told him all the stripes are done. If he had time today, I'd very much appreciate it if he came over so we could discuss and he could verify what order he wanted these sewn in. And he has. It is not the original order. So I am very glad I asked him to do this. The way I had it laid out, they were going to be vertical stripes. Well, Eric apparently wants some horizontal stripes. Well, luckily with the way this thing's going, once it's all together, the measurements, he can turn it whatever way he wants and it will be fine. So he then reordered them in terms of as if they were horizontal stripes. And the order they're going to be in, and I'm not sure which way is going to be the top and the bottom. Like, I think orange is going to be the top and green is going to be the bottom. I think. I didn't ask, but anyways, the order is going to be orange, blue, white, black, red, green. This thing is going to be monstrous. When I've laid the stripes, I didn't unfold them, I just laid them folded over the back of the couch so Eric could, get an idea of what it looked like. And I've got a hair that's bugging me. Yeah. We probably could have done 5 colors, not 6. This thing's big enough. I have a king size bed. This thing would fit my king size bed. I totally miscalculated. But I also look at it like this. I mean, if he eventually gets married and, they have a king size bed, which if you're married and don't have a king size bed, what's wrong with you? I swear that's what has saved our marriage. He has a blanket to fit it. So he's very excited. I unrolled actually one of the strips and put it on the floor for him to actually see it, and he was like, whoa. So I'm to the point where I'm at that tired giddy about this being done. I really am. He was asking questions about, okay, well, when I wash it, how do I wash it, and I'm starting, because that means so much to me that he's going to appreciate it. So my face is going to go a little blotchy because I'm tearing up because of how sweet he was being. And as you all know, I chose Red Heart acrylic, standard acrylic, so that he didn't have to worry about washing it or hand washing it or anything like that. It was throw it in the washer, throw it in the dryer. Boom, boom. He was concerned about shrinkage. It won't shrink. If it does shrink a little bit, it's a freaking king size. It's ending up to be king size. So if it shrinks a little bit, it's not going to matter. Luckily, it shouldn't stretch. Everything I've seen is that it shouldn't stretch. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. He's very excited to get it. He will get it next week. and I get to debut it in front of the entire family. So, but my family knows better than to request anything of me. It's like, nope. Mm-mm. If I don't feel compelled to knit you something out of the kindness of my own heart, don't ask me for anything, because I will charge you. It's just the way I am. I've got other knitting that I want to do. And also, if you're knitting something for somebody, they're usually bugging you about it. So then to me, it takes all the joy out of it. Yes, the joy started to go out of this blanket towards the end. And last night, I'm sitting there listening to an audio podcast, because there's no point having anything on the TV, because I can't watch anything while I'm crocheting. I'm not that good. I'm sitting there going, it's almost done. It's almost done. It's almost done. So, yeah. So, spring break, knitting plans right now. Finishing up this, getting the stripes together so that I can give it to my brother next Sunday. I still have the Bernat Lime Burst cotton, that Tinkerbell green color I was talking about. That's still on the cone, so I'm going to go back to trying to do half dishcloth a day to finish that up this month. You know, my hopes of getting that done and getting through my third cotton color, purple, to try to catch myself back up. Yeah, that's not happening. So, I think I'm just going to keep on just continuing on knitting cotton right now until I get myself caught up. You know, I normally do one cotton color a month, but because the blanket's been my main focus, and I'm lucky to have done any other knitting. So I'm gonna do that. I talked about, wanting to get back into my 10 stitch blankets. But I think I also mentioned a wrap for my friend Tiffy. I'm still working out how to do that, and it's going to be a very, very basic shawl. And because I'm not a very adventurous knitter, I will admit that. I do like projects I don't have to think about. So I know, the standard pattern that I know by heart and I can knit in my sleep is Grandma's favorite washcloth pattern with the holes. I mean, as evidenced by this. And it's the dishcloth pattern that I use for my dishcloths. So I think I'm going to do that in the yarn that she gave me. And I'm just going to keep going until I either run out of yarn or I get tired of it. That's where I'm at right now. Luckily, I know somebody who is a ChowGoo interchangeable needle dealer. And if I need a longer cable for my needles, I can just go to her. So, I mean, I've never knit a shawl that big. So, like, my boneyard shawl that I haven't touched in almost a year. Poor thing. I'm gonna have to relearn how to work on that. That one isn't full on its cable yet, so we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I don't know if I should just start with a big cable or just increase. I'll talk. If any of you who watch this have done the big triangular shawls, or roughly the triangular shawls, when you started them, did you start on a smaller cable and then just change your cable when you needed to? Like, go to, because I'm really interested to know. I really am. Because I've never done it. So we go back to priority knitting after Eric's blanket is done is dishcloths for craft show inventory. I am also going to do craft show inventory this week because I've just been knitting stuff, putting it in a tub, knitting stuff, putting it in a tub, knitting stuff, putting it in a tub. So I think my Ravelry projects pages are not up to date. I don't have all the colors I have been knitting up there, so I need to double check that. Once everything is done for this, the projects page will be updated with all the pictures. I have been taking pictures. All my notes, all that. And because I have all these pictures, I'll also be doing an entry in my legacy book, in my knitting legacy book, because I've also been keeping, not really a diary, but just like a timeline of, oh, I did this on this day, and I did this on this. So I can really see, just how long this has taken me, really. Give me about a week. By the next podcast episode, that projects page will be updated. I can tell you that. I'm hoping to get it all updated and sometime this week. But it is spring break. I live for spring break at work, mainly, and my 2-week break at Christmas, mainly because that's when I use that time to get stuff done around the house that takes longer than a weekend. So in addition to knitting projects and personal projects, I've got house projects I got to get done, and yeah, that's what it is. I don't remember if I've mentioned my trip to Italy. I have mentioned it, but so trip's paid for, dates are confirmed. As we get closer to that, I may talk more about what I'm thinking about taking for a knitting project. I do know we're going to have a lot of time on the train because we're going to Florence, Rome, and Venice. So a lot of travel time. So lots of knitting time. So I don't know what I'll take. I probably won't take anything complicated. So, but I've got a little while to think about it. So, yay! That's it. I don't have anything else to show you. Normally, last podcast of the month, I show finished objects. I got like a mostly finished object. I mean, I do have some finished dishcloths in the other room, but I'm not done with the color, so I don't want to show it. Does that make sense? Alright, I think that's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everybody who's been following me on this journey with my brother's blanket. Thank you for sticking with me. Questions, comments, either in the Ravelry group. Oh yeah, there's a Ravelry group. I only got like 7 hours of sleep. Should be pretty good, but I'm like kind of wound up. Please leave questions or comments either in the discussion box below. No, not this. Sorry. If you have questions or comments, please leave them down below and I will answer them the best I can. Or if you pop on over to Ravelry, there is a group for this podcast called the Knitting All the Blankets Ravelry group. We have about 7 members right now. That's also where show notes will be. I have a currently working on thread that I'm going to be updating with more pictures of this blanket. Right now you guys have just been getting the finished stripe updates, where I lay it out on my floor. They're 90 inches long, by the way. All the information will be in the project page. So, yes, subscribers are slowly joining. So, hi, thank you for... I really should thank you at the beginning. My brain's not working right now. To all my new subscribers, thank you for joining us and welcome to the group. For all my returning subscribers, welcome back to the crazy. So, yeah, it's been a ride and I am so ready to be done. I love my brother, but I am ready to be done. As for crocheting them together, I was going to do a duplicate, hold the yarn double, like red and green are going to be next to each other. So I would crochet them together with red and green. I'm trying to decide whether or not I'm going to still do that or if I'm just going to pick a color. Because you can't see it. Because the crochet is on the underside. I think it would be a really cool little effect, actually. No, I'm still going to do that because it'll be really neat. I'm going to have to use a bigger crochet hook, though. And my crochet hook is over there, sitting on my, my wonderful in-laws got me a card catalog. Not a vintage one, but like a newer style card catalog that we keep all of our DVDs in. And right now, piled on top of it is the basket with my yarn cone holder, my lovely rosewood yarn bowl that my mother-in-law gave me for Christmas as well. Knitting notions. That's knitting central right now outside of the craft room. So, and my crochet hooks over there. I think it was a size J or a K. I mentioned it in another episode. It'll be in the show notes. But I think if I'm going to hold the yarn double, I'm going to need one of my bigger crochet hooks. So yeah, that's where I'm at. And wow, I talked for almost 22 minutes about this. Okay guys, I hope to have something cool to show you in a couple weeks. If you are on spring break from school or work right now, enjoy yourself. For those of you that celebrate the Easter holiday, happy Easter. I know Passover was going on too. I'm not Jewish. I don't have a calendar in front of me, so if Passover hasn't happened yet, please enjoy your Passover. If it has happened, I hope you had a nice Passover. And all other holidays, be safe, enjoy, happy knitting, and I better go drink some coffee.